Hey everybody, thanks for joining me here at Power Mods. You know, I'd like to introduce you to my new friend, my new dog. It's called the Snowdog. This is a pretty funny thing, you know. Well, it's more than funny. It's kind of serious funny at the same time, but this is a completely utilitarian and fun machine. I saw this Snowdog when it first came out at the Toronto Snowmobile ATV Power Sports Show, and I said, hey, you know what, we got to get one of those. So we've got it here today. We're going to do some ripping around. Couple different configurations. I'm going to talk about it and explain everything that I can just to let everybody know how this beauty works. Now before I go any further, just make sure if you like my videos, make sure you subscribe because we're going to be putting a whole bunch more riding videos out. Give me a big old thumbs up and don't forget to check out www.powermods.com. You can buy this there. We are a Snowdog dealer and service center. Now this baby is fun, man. This one here has actually a 13 horsepower Briggs & Stratton motor. What does it say? About 21 foot-pounds of torque, 420 cc's, yeah, 13.5 horsepower. And I got this about 3-4 days ago. And I've only had a couple rips on it, just to sort of try to get used to it. And there's a little bit of a learning curve, but you know, I haven't really watched anybody or listened to anybody tell you how to drive this. But I'm gonna do that for you guys, because it's actually quite easy once you get onto it. This design is kind of inspired by the old Husky. You guys are gonna, oh, I saw that, this came out, you know, 60 years ago, the old Husky and the Bolins, the Husqvarna overseas. Yes, it is inspired by that. The guys from Snowdog will even tell you that. It's got a 20-inch wide track. It's got, it's about 240 to 290 pounds, depending on what engine configuration you have in it. It comes with a 7 and a 10 horse as well. I kind of like more power, you guys know me, so we got the one with the most power. It's got a 20-inch wide track, about 50 inches long. All this folds up. It's very compact. That just folds right down there. And then you drop the sleigh over top of it at night. It keeps all the snow off it. You just pull everything off in the morning after a big snowstorm, and it's kind of ready to go. Electric start, of course. It does have pull start if you need it. It actually has clutching, CVT, and they do come with reverse. I don't think this one has reverse. You can actually look right in here. You can see it. All nice snow camoed. Is there a reverse on this one? I haven't even looked for it, to tell you the truth. No, this doesn't have a reverse gearbox. But it's got a lot of power. We're gonna do some more videos. Oopsie, wrong way. But it does have a lot of power. We're gonna shoot some more videos with this racing and testing it against the Elan. Everybody loves the Elan. I love my Elans. They go everywhere. This thing is just as fast as the 250 Elan. And boy, it's got a pile of torque, and it really carries the weight. We had myself in the sleigh, my son, he's 120, 130 pounds, and then another sleigh on the back with about 500 pounds of guys, easily, and this thing motored them around. It was working, but it was in fresh snow, and it did the trick. It comes with this little sleigh. Well, you need to order that when you buy it. The unit, the sleigh. You don't need this little fisherman seat. Pretty handy though. You can drive it. You know what? If you don't feel like standing and driving it, you can sort of sit here and ice fish. Keep your refreshments right here. Talk to your buddies. You can chain them up, daisy chain them. We're gonna add another sleigh on the back, rip around with that. This one here, we haven't even warmed up for the day, but I'll show you what we do. There's no choke attachment or cable up there. So you just set the choke on it and just hit the electric start button. That's it. It does have a 12 volt adapter on here, so you can warm up whatever, I don't know, light up your, charge your cell phone. The clutching on it is actually set quite well. I was quite impressed how they did get it right. It's got a lot of torque down low, and it does the trick. We did get quite a bit of rain here about 2 weeks ago. So we've got about 1.5 inches of crust, at least. And when it gets onto that, if it's pulling a big load, it's slippier. But there are studs. We can get studs for these. We sell studs. It's very easy to maneuver. If you need to get it moved in a tight spot, just pull the machine around. You can do one of these. I haven't tried it with the seat yet. I'm gonna try that out. Oh. There's an LED light on the front too at night. We were ripping around at night. We did most of the riding with this at night actually. And the LED light is great. We could even put another one on. There's a plug-in adapter for that as well. One thing I did notice with it is that when you're ripping around, if you're in a configuration like this and you want to do a lot of off-trail stuff, maybe not the best. But if you've got a groomed trail like what we have here, I mean, man, if you're ice fishing or something, this is awesome. You can put another sleigh behind. You can fill all kinds of gear in there. Gear up front, gear here, pack sack, another sleigh on there, and it'll pull it no problem, especially on a groomed trail. Not an issue. But if you're going to be busting trails and that, then you just want to pop off your seat and do one of these. Take that seat right out of there and drive with it like that. Now this drive bar or whatever, the handlebar system, you can set it various ways. You know, if you're a shorter guy and you want to sit down on there, you could just lower it to, or raise it to here, and that lowers the back of the bar. I'm taller when I ride, and I'll show you what. So if I'm taller, I want the bars a little higher, because when you're playing in the snow, you push down on the back of this, and then you can sort of pull and push like this, and that carves the machine all in through the powder. If you just sit there and you're driving in deep snow and you try to do this, it doesn't work the way you would think it would. Now, I thought it was going to do that at first, but no. You just push down a little bit on like that and raise the front, do a little tipsy doodle, and it'll carve right around for you. So it's pretty neat. So let's go, we're going to take this thing for a rip, and let's see how she works. Oh, I got the top open. Woo! Now, if that were on just a slick trail like this, you could pull that no problem. Like, I mean, I think they're rated for about 1,000 pounds. I think that's what it says. It'll pull a moose. I can see that on a crazy carpet kind of deal. I've probably run this for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. And I don't know what the gas can is on here, Simon. Show everybody how big it is. I don't know, it looks like about a 2.5 gallon. Something like that. I put some in it, and then I went to the gas pump, and I think it took about another $9 or $7. So that's Canadian liters. And it's been going, it's just right around half a tank. So we're gonna adjust these bars so I can stand. Well, so I'll show you what I mean about turning. Yeah, these are low. I kind of ride about here. So I'd like the leverage to be able to push down and do one of these. You can't do that sitting down, right? All right, let's see what this thing can do. Come on, dog. Yeah! Where's my dog? I should have the tether on. Look at that. One thing I noticed, you know, if you're starting, I could have done it up there, but I want to explain it first. When you're trying to climb something like that, if it starts to bog out because it's pulling you through all that, you know, the heavier snow, just get off it. You can walk right beside it to get up. Gives you a little bit of an idea what it's like in that. I just got off and then away it went, no problem. You know, if you beat a trail down or up or down that thing a couple times, then you could load up your sleigh and get up there, no problem. I mean, everything has its limitations, right? So is it the best powder king in the world? No, it's 13 horsepower. So for trapping, ice fishing, your maple syrup runs, you can get a little chariot for the back of this. It's got wheels on it. You can drive this thing on dirt. And that's, you know, when you're running maple syrup or your trap line, when things are starting to thaw out, this thing would be ideal. You're not running up your roads or your trails with your four-wheeler. Yeah, ice fishing, recovery. I'm sure we'll use this to pull out a bunch of our other broken stuff. But just generally, you know, you can haul logs with it if you got a little log tender. You know, if you have a trail beat, you can do anything, or just have a lot of fun. You can put the family in behind here. You're not choking on two-stroke. Some of us like that two-stroke smoke, but this is just, you know, it's a Briggs & Stratton motor, four-stroker, nice and clean. You can just rip around on this thing all day, and very economically. You know, all set up, this is under $5,000 Canadian. Can't beat it. And then you can keep adding on, right? You know, for somebody who's tired of fixing up their old sleds all the time and putting the money into it, this here is a perfect option. I'm pretty glad we got this. You gotta try this out, Simon. Let's go rip up some trails.